The Hawks raid Joburg City Power over millions in suspicious payments. Mounting UK pressure to match France's move on Palestinian statehood. And the best cricket team in the world returns to South Africa and to where it all began for Themba Bavuma. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
The Hawks have raided Johannesburg City Power, confiscating documents connected to an ongoing investigation into suspicious payments totaling nearly R500 million. The cash-strapped power utility allegedly made 3 questionable payments to different contractors approved by City Power executives. One of them involved R335 million spent on failed maintenance projects, despite warnings that the submitted invoices were dodgy.
One of the 3 contracts allegedly under investigation by the Hawks into City Power involves a payment where the power utility inflated prices by more than 1,000% to purchase electricity infrastructure. News 24 previously reported that the financially struggling entity was initially quoted R8 million for the infrastructure. However, documents seen by Eyewitness News reveal that R100 million was paid. Another case under scrutiny concerns City Power's decision to hire a private company to perform managerial duties at a cost of R55 million, despite already having senior managers appointed for those responsibilities. EWN witnessed Hawks officials entering and exiting the premises of City Power offices this afternoon. They were seen carrying stacks of documents. The ailing power utility has come into sharp focus following a series of allegations, including multiple allegations of fraudulent payments and nepotism involving its CEO, Tshwane Mashaba. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News.
Women's rights activist Natalie Solomons has accused Tiffany Nicole Meek and her family of trying to distort the truth behind the murder of 11-year-old Jaden Lee Meek. Tiffany Meek has been behind bars for nearly 2 weeks after her son's body was found in a Fleerhof apartment. During her bail hearing at the Roodepoort Magistrates Court, her lawyer, Novel Naidu, claimed Solomons suggested key evidence came from a different unit in the complex, not Meek's flat. Naidu referenced a video showing a sniffer dog tracking a scent to another apartment, which Meek's family allegedly hadn't entered. Solomons hit back, saying that claim came from Meek and her mother themselves, and it's false.
Tiffany and her mother, they're the ones that told us that the dog went there. And yet, they weren't even there. So, and also of things of a pillow found in the flat. That is lies. That is all lies. We were a few community members that was in the flat that they told us to go look at.
Mothers from Fleerhof and surrounding areas have been outside the court calling for Meek to be denied bail. Hundreds of community members have also been outside in force in Khayelitsha, Cape Town, at the local magistrates' court for the appearance of 2 suspects linked to the murder of 7-year-old Lolita Koa. Her body was discovered at a dumping site in Kuyasa on Wednesday. The mother of the child's friend and her boyfriend have been arrested for the murder.
The matter itself is now remanded to the 1st of August for your full criminal profiles to be verified by the state. Both remain in custody until then.
The MK party has called for a secret ballot when the party's motion of no confidence in President Cyril Ramaphosa is voted on. The party says this is to protect members of the assembly from intimidation and possible reprisals from their political parties when the motion is finally considered. The party cites several governance failures like the high crime rate, economy and national security. Now, this comes after a turbulent week in South African politics. The president dismissed Higher Education Minister Nobukhle Nkabane. We saw the long-awaited ousting of embattled Gauteng prosecuting head Andrew Chauke and watched Patriotic Alliance Kenny Kunene try to explain why he was at the home of a man suspected to be linked to the murder of DJ Sambodi. That led to him being suspended for 30 days pending an investigation. And the appropriation bill was finally passed, unlocking government coffers. The Iranian embassy has approached the Tshwane municipality about its desire to turn the capital's abandoned city hall into an Iranian cultural complex. The Tshwane city hall has not been in operation for about a decade now and requires about 200 million rand to fix it. The municipality says it's considering the proposal from Iran, and no decision has yet been made.
This work is guided by the urgent need to stimulate economic activity, attracts investment for infrastructure upgrade.
Bringing security to Cape Town, the city will be introducing neighbourhood policing to every ward in the metro in the coming months, with 700 new police officers set to be deployed.
These community officers will get to know their wards and their communities. They'll get to know their residents and the challenges and problem buildings and so on in the area. And this is the kind of personal policing at a street level that is going to make a difference to safety in our city for the better.
The mayor says at least 5 officers will be deployed to each ward, and they'll also be armed with the latest cutting-edge technology to assist in crime fighting. With more than 100 aid groups warning of mass starvation in Gaza, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is under growing pressure to follow France in recognising a Palestinian state. Israel has condemned President Macron's move as, quote, rewarding terror. The UN reports more than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed while trying to access food since May. And despite the withdrawal of US and Israeli negotiators, Hamas says peace talks remain active. This also happened this week. The father of slain 4-year-old Nada Jane Chalita says he wasn't shocked by the new admissions his ex-partner made about the death of his daughter. Preschool teacher Amber Lee Hughes, who was arrested in 2023 for the murder of Nada Jane, had made shocking admissions during proceedings at the Johannesburg High Court. Hughes stated that she had drowned the 4-year-old by sitting on her in the bathtub.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. It's so easy and everyone knows and it's very clear. You guys have been following this right from the beginning, so you've heard what I've heard. So you're not shocked. So I'm definitely not shocked as well.
And the BT Football Academy is yet to provide an explanation for what went wrong with the trip, involving 34 teen footballers and 4 coaches. The group flew to Spain earlier this month to take part in an international football tournament, but they were left stranded after they discovered their flights home hadn't been booked. That's despite parents forking out 50,000 rand for the trip.
My view is at least theft and or fraud would be applicable in this instance. And then you've got laws possibly in terms of the Immigration Act and the Child Justice Act.
Cape Town Tourism has officially suspended BT Travel, the company that arranged a botched football tour to Spain where 34 young footballers and 4 coaches were recently left stranded. Themba Bavuma and his Protea teammates delivered the World Test Championship mace to Langa, much to the delight of the local community. Bavuma expressed his gratitude on his return to where it all began at the Langa Cricket Club in the Western Cape. The next generation of cricketers also had the chance to meet their heroes and play mini cricket with and against the World Test champions.
You know, when you sit alone, you think of where it started, everything that happened to get to the point of being at Lord's, having that opportunity, and just paying homage to the people that were part of that story, the family here, my maternal side, the community who supported me through thick and thin.
South Africa defeated Australia by 5 wickets at Lord's, winning their first ICC senior men's tournament since 1998.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.